Like this, like with a good root system that's out of the stuff, we can prune some of these roots off. On the ones that were recently collected, they're gonna have less roots. We're gonna be more delicate with them. But I did the same method to produce this forest last year. And I had pretty good success. I didn't count all of the seedlings I took. But again, they're doing more than us, so everyone should get, we'll start with 7 each. And then if there's leftovers after, feel free to grab more. In the same spot on every trunk. Okay, and then try to keep that first bend radial. That's good. That's gonna make your root base in the future. That first bend. Okay. So pretend I did that for like a bunch, and these are all set. Cut off any a seedling like this. These are pretty robust seedlings. I would still cut off a good chunk of the taproot, maybe about half, as long as there's roots above the seedling. So something like this.
Can't do it.
They're too little.
It's too small.
Okay, it's got 2 inches of root, and there's a tap root, and then there's some fine feeder roots. I cut that in half. Okay. You don't have to. That's what I would do. To each their own. So then you get the zip tie, and then where you place all those, you didn't just throw them on the ground and then pick them back up again. And then just zip tie it. That's really that it. I don't really know how else to say it. If you need a hand. Okay, and then don't tighten it down all the way. Make fine adjustments with the zip tie, and then squeeze her down. Doesn't have to be super tight because the trees are going to grow and expand. So you want to leave it just some wiggle room. Okay. And then depending on growth and vigor, within 2 years or so, maybe we'll have a follow-up every year just to see how they go. But if all things go good, 2 years ago, we'll come back, we'll repot them, we'll dig out the zip tie, and then we're going to cut it off. So basically what we're doing is we're ground layering. So that constriction is very similar to the removing of the bark of an air layer. So once they all fuse, which is the first goal, is to get the multi-trunk clump with the fusion, then a new root base is going to form above the zip tie. So because we're in shallower containers, once the clump people are ready, grab some of that sphagnum moss and build up a little sphagnum moss around like a tree ring. And that will keep that area a little bit more moist. And then, or you can do this next year, but take the moss anyways. Then that will favor those roots in those areas. And next year you can up-pot this, where the field maples are very hardy, you can put them right in the ground. The fusion will happen much faster in the ground. I won't be offended if you take it out of this immediately and put it in the ground when you go home. That's what I would do.
And then do you want the pot back?
No, it's a good, pretty sturdy pot. I was telling Nigel, these are from Indoor Farmer, and they fit half in one of those grow trays. It's 10 by 10 square, pretty robust, and it makes a good training pot.
It's a few on rabbit shape.
If it's on the ground, yeah. Like you'll see some of these. Some of the cuttings you made on have already been clipped. Those are rabbits, not me or so any question from the clumpers?
Clumpers?
Okay.
That's just the way I walk.
I can't help it, I was born there.
I've got lots of wire. We'll do the same thing. For the forest, it's kind of each to your own, but the general idea is the biggest tree, don't put it smack dab in the middle. Like we discussed last meeting, there's kind of 2 different forests, a near forest and a far forest. Up to you guys, what you guys want to do. I might get this wrong again, but in the near forest, the big tree is the first tree front-wise, and then all of the little trees are behind it. That gives it a lot of depth. So if you want to do that forest, put your main tree, still not dead center, but up into the front or to the right. And then all your little ones back behind it. If you want to do a far forest, hide your bigger tree in the forest and put some littler ones in the front. That gives it, like, so you're seeing kind of the side of the forest from far away on the other side of the field. It's a square, so you can play around, right? Like, so a near forest with, you know, a couple trees in the front, you turn around, and that's the far forest, right? You can always add to this in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
If you want to wire down some of the trees into the pots, by all means, I have wire here and some tools if you didn't have.
No, this is
certain
forest,
tools.
Vince.
We'll share it.
Forest,
People
yeah.
have tools outside.
Near forest, right?
But once you're ready for a pot, maybe the forest people probably start with a pot. And then yeah, have at it. I'm gonna try to walk around. Have at it. And then all the soil in the pots are outside. So we're gonna try to keep most of the soil work in the potting out there. So maybe we might need another table in that.
I'll be available to help anyone. They want help with their forest.
Could you show me how to wire this, Nigel? Oh, okay.
I see this is gonna be one of those nights.
Yeah, if you're starting a forest, I would arrange your trees from biggest to smallest as your first step, going on diameter of the trunk or the tallest. Arrange them first, and then that'll help when we do the arrangement of the forest. So you have your biggest tree, and generally you make an asymmetrical triangle with the overall profile of the forest. So you put the biggest tree offset in the pot, and then they get smaller each side of that main tree. So if anyone wants help with their forest, I'm available. And I'll be doing a video on it probably tomorrow. If you want to watch it on my YouTube channel, you can see how I'm doing my forest with the tree over there. Yeah. So what are you doing here?
Now, you can also, you don't have to use the twist tie if you don't want to.
You can just plant them all together, and as they grow, they will infuse together. You can kind of repeat the system if you want. It's up to you. There's always many ways of doing the same thing. What are you doing? How tight do you want? You know, that's tight.
Cut this stuff.
I've seen this box on your radio.
Oh, he's got the emerald box, that's cool.
Yeah, it's watertight.
Videoing?
I think it's
I saw a light flash.
damn GoPro. I never know if it's on or not.
I know. So what are you making, Dave? Clump style or
Yes.
clump style? Got them kind of arranged there. That looks
Well,
good.
I
Oh, you
think
got
so.
the tie on already.
Yeah, it's just got a couple. I don't know. They're just some of the trunks are just so twisted that it's hard to
Yeah.
get them.
They'll
to
sort
each other.
themselves out. That looks good.
The best I could do, because it went like this.
Yep, that's good, because they got them splayed out.
And I know I should have the larger ones.
They'll sort themselves out.
They're tight.
Is anyone doing a forest or?
I think I'm doing something like that because I have this.
I would cut this root off. And then see here. So this would be like a very interesting movement. Yeah, like this would make a good tree. Like you could not. It has like.
There's no wrong way.
I've got
Mine is very much exposed.
So when you're strapping the clump together, try to get it as low to the nabari as possible. Try to get it as flat as you can.
Maybe the secret is just to stick them all in there.
Except, I don't know how, if they're
Put a twist tie around it.
susceptible to joining,
You know what?
attaching each other.
I saw on the video today that they don't cross over well. Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense.
You could do,
Okay? You're right. No, that's exactly. It's probably.
might be easier for this, because they all came from the same tree.
Oh, okay.
Here, maybe we'll do the watering up here so we don't soak everybody down. This one on the lower grade. Yep. You ready for watering too?
Just above this set of buds, so
This
above
bottom
a little
here.
higher,
Higher?
right there. Like that.
Okay.
So it's just a bit shorter than this one, and you
Okay.
can see the buds that